In the last session, we covered very clearly about multi-threading concepts. So what is mean by multi-threading? How we can apply multi-threading concept in our terminologies, everything I explained. Sir, even I explained how you can solve recursion problems by using this locking technique. Sir, anyway, there are multiple locking mechanisms are there. Let me talk a few minutes about those things and then we will continue. Okay. Sir, in Python, okay, in Python we can prevent in Python we can implement we can implement synchronization by using the following. We can implement the synchronization by using the following concept. Sir, what is the first one? Is nothing but a lock. Okay, by using locking concept we can solve. Second one, there is one more technique is there called R lock. Using this also we can able to solve. And one more tool is available, which is nothing but semaphore. Sir, we can use any one of these things to solve synchronization problem. Sir, what is mean by lock? When we have to go for this locking. Okay, sir, how you can get the lock is nothing but lock object L is equal to, sir, we can take a lock and you can set the lock by using acquire method. So once if you call L dot acquire, what will happen? A lock will be created on the particular resource. That means what? Except the current executing thread, no other threads are allowed to access that resource. That concept is nothing but synchronization that can be achieved by using acquire method. Similarly, we can release the lock by using release method. Okay, we can release the lock by using release method. Sir, I explained very clearly about how we can apply this locking mechanism by taking one example in the last session. Let me review for a few minutes that example. Have a look once. Yeah, so here I have acquired the lock and I have released the lock. Okay, how you can acquire, how you can release is very clear for you people. Have a look once. Sir, py space test.py I am taking. Yes, good morning followed by that particular Chiranjeevi name it is coming. Like this, until completion of this Chiranjeevi thread, it won't give chance to the remaining thread. Okay, it is not going to give chance to the remaining threads. This is nothing but what is mean by locking and how you can apply this locking concept. Okay, fine. Sir, what problems with the locking? Okay, the problems with the lock concept. Sir, the problem with the lock concept is nothing but we can't apply this problem, okay, recursively. Okay, so we can't lock again and again. We can't lock again and again. So multiple locking systems we can't do this, sir. Okay, sir, let me explain a short example to fulfill this requirement. Okay, still it is printing. Yes, let me copy paste this output. Now I want to, okay, I want to show you what the problems we are facing with this lock. Observe very clearly. Suppose if I am taking a lock, assume I am going to take a lock like this. Lock L is equal to lock and L dot acquire I am taking. That means I am setting the lock and I am releasing the lock. Only one lock we set and one lock we are removing. So hence there is no problem. But make sure that if you are locking two times, then immediately, so it is going to lock. A recursive lock. Already a lock has been applied. On that, if you are trying to apply one more lock, it won't work out, sir. Okay, this is nothing but a bigger problem which we are going to face with the help of normal lock. Okay, so we can solve this problem by using R lock. R lock means we can use the term called a recursive lock. It is called as recursive lock. Okay, so what is the help of this recursive lock? We can lock a resource any number of times, no problem at all. Sir, I will take the same previous example. Okay, and I want to introduce how this R lock is going to work. Very simple. Sir, take R lock. Okay, take R lock. Sir, you can lock any number of times, no problem at all. Okay, you can lock any number of times, no problem at all. Assume, sir, for this I want to take two locks and I want to release two locks. No problem, it will work perfectly. Okay. So recursively, if you want to implement, then this R lock is the best choice, recursive locking technique. Then, sir, what problems we are facing? Okay, problems with R lock. Sir, there is no problem with R lock, but one concept we are leading. Sir, we can run only one thread at a time. Okay, sir, you can restrict at least two persons I want to execute or three threads I want to execute. Then we can go for semaphore concept. Okay, if you use a semaphore, what will happen? Sir, multiple threads are allowed to operate. Let me take, I'm taking five threads. Okay, sir, t1, t2, t3, t4, t5. Sir, I am starting, sir, t1, t2, t3. Okay, sir, t4 and t5. I'm taking five threads. So T1 is equal to target is equal to which argument is nothing but Chiranjeevi. Chiranjeevi I am taking, and here Nagarjuna I am taking. Sir, here let me take sir, Pavan Kalyan. Okay, Pavan Kalyan here I am taking, and here I want to take Balakrishna, and here I want to take Venkatesh. Like this, sir, multiple hero names I have taken here. Sir, I want to apply semaphore concept here. Okay, I want to apply semaphore concept here. Sir, if I want to apply semaphore, how you can do that? Sir, don't go for R lock, better to go for semaphore. Okay, semaphore I am taking. Sir, then as usual, L dot acquire, L dot release, same concept. Now, how many times better I will remove this 10 to 5, because I want to reduce the time. Let us sleep for 1 or 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Let me copy paste this previous output. Okay, sir, I want to run parallelly. Then what we can do? Yes, you can go with a semaphore. Now observe, only I have given chance to only one thread. Okay, it is going to execute only one thread at a time. Sir, I want to execute multiple threads. No problem, you can take here. Sir, if I am giving semaphore of 2, that means what? At a time it is going to give permission for how many threads? Two threads. It is going to give permission for two threads. So two threads will execute parallelly, remaining three threads are going to waiting state. Like this, parallel execution you can able to do here. Okay, first let me finish this and then I will explain that execution. Like this we have. So now, sir, I want to go with the next program. So parallelly I want to allow you two threads to execute. You can able to see two threads are executing parallelly. Okay, so you can able to see two threads are executing parallelly. Sir, which threads it is executing? Have a look once. So Chiranjeevi and Nagarjuna. After that, Balakrishna and Pavan Kalyan. Okay, then one more thread is pending. That thread, pending thread, will execute one time. Okay, this is nothing but how scenario if you want to work with this multi-threading. Okay, this is nothing but how we can go with the multi-threading concept. So hope the concept is very clear for you people. Sir, do you have any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Yeah, this is nothing but about multi-threading and how you can work with multi-threading. Okay, the next concept what we have is, I want to talk about assertions. Okay, I want to talk about assertion. What is mean by assertion? When we have to go for assertions? Sir, very simple. Let me talk a few minutes about assertions concept. So assertions in Python. Sir, it is something related to debugging process. Okay, assertions are related to the debugging process. Sir, here let me give introduction. Exception handling. Okay, exception handling is always, okay, is always associated with runtime errors. Okay, exception handling is always associated with runtime errors. But sir, assertions are always, okay, assertions are always concentrate on debugging process. Okay, our assertions are going to always concentrate on debugging process. 1 minute, sir, please wait. 1 minute. Yeah. So assertions are always concentrating on debugging process. So when you are performing debugging operations, then only we have to go for these assertions concept. So exception handling is going to associated with runtime errors, but our assertions are always talks about we are concentrating on debugging process. Sir, if I want to perform any debugging, then we have to go for these assertions concept. Okay, then sir, how we can implement assertions in our Python? Okay, how you can implement assertions in our Python? Sir, for that we have the syntax is there. Okay, so there is one special keyword is also there. What is the keyword? Is nothing but assert. So assert keyword is used to deal with assertions, okay, in Python. Sir, I will take one simple example. So there, the following, actually there are two ways are there to define these assertions. The following are the two types of assertions available in Python. Any version you can take based on your requirement. The first one is nothing but, sir, simple version. Okay, what is the first one? Simple version. Here we have to take assert, sir, followed by condition we have to take, and then so we can leave as it is. The second version is called as augmented version. What is the second version? Augmented version, where we have to take assert keyword followed by condition, and even you can take a message also. Okay, you can take message also. So when the assertion is happen, what kind of message you are going to take? Okay, but anyway I will explain with the example, then you people will get clarity. Sir, assume I have taken square of x. Okay, square of x I have taken. So written x, actually it should be x into 2, sorry, x into x, but by mistake I have taken 2 stars. Okay, which is nothing but illegal, so if I print result, definitely you are going to get the value, but whether that value is correct or wrong, we don't know. Okay, whether that value is correct or wrong, we don't know, right? So let me execute this code. Yes, 427 256, but expected answer is different, right? So here you can able to see, in such a cases you can write assert keyword for debugging purpose. Boss, assert of, sir, the square of 2 should be 4. Okay, and I am taking the message, the square. Okay, the square of 2 is 4, like this I am taking. Similarly, sir, the square of 3 is nothing but 9, and the square of 4 is nothing but 16. So square of 3 is 9, square of 4 is 16, and here I am taking, okay sir, 3. So here I am taking 4, and here it should be 9, so here it should be 16, like this I am taking. So anyway you have given some kind of instruction here, definitely it is going to print some result, but these results are correct or not, I am verifying by using assert. Okay, sir, now observe what will happen. 1 minute. Yes, q u a r e. Okay, yes, we are getting answer successfully. Okay, you can able to see we are getting assertion error where at line number 5. Sir, square of 3 is equal to 9, but I am not getting 9. So meaning of this is nothing but there is a problem in this case. So you can identify that problem and you can fix that problem. Okay, this kind of technique is called as assertion. So if you want to debug your code, then we can go for these assertions. So do you know, it is no way related to the programming. It is no way related to the programming. Sir, same program, if you want, you can disable the assertion. Are boss, is there any assertion error? Don't consider, you can go with the flow of control. Then you can take hyphen o. If I am taking hyphen o, what is the meaning of this? To disable the assertions, we can go for this hyphen o. So hyphen o option is used to, okay, hyphen o option is used to disable assertions in Python. Okay, Sir, how to disable assertions in Python is nothing but by using -o option, you can able to disable the assertions in Python. Okay, sir, hope the concept is very clear for you people. So do you have any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Yeah. Next. The next concept is nothing but logging. So multi-threading completed, logging. We need to discuss about logging concept. Sir, what is mean by logging concept when we have to go for this logging concept? Sir, maybe you heard about this terminology. Like, let me talk introduction to this logging. Sir, do you know in regular you faced these kind of things like what is mean by logbook? Okay, what is mean by log record? Okay, log file. It is a general programming approach. Every time, day to day, we are seeing these kind of things. Logbook means, sir, assume in our college days. So when you are entering into the laboratory, you need to sign on some particular format, like suppose file name, I mean column name. So we have to provide, okay, system number you need to take. So in which system you are sitting. So from which time to which time you are sitting, signature must be required, mobile number must be required. So why we are giving this information? Suppose if anything goes wrong with that system, then you are the responsible person for handling those issues, right? So such a type of book is called as a log book or a log record in your college days. Sir, if you take any application, Android application or any web application, sir, compulsory you have to write the flow of information in a record format. Like, sir, if you prepare a logbook there, so whatever application entered, at what time the user has logged in, at what time the user has logged out, sir, each and every information you can able to fetch. So that kind of facility is there with the help of this log file. Okay, so it is nothing but something like register. We can also use the word called register. Okay, or log files in mobile, log files. Okay, for every software, for every application, we have to maintain the complete flow of record. Okay, and here luckily in our Python, it is providing some module. What is that module? Is nothing but a logging. There is one module is there called logging. So using this module, you can able to fetch the information and we can able to write information to the log files. And sir, it is highly recommended. Okay, sir, it is highly recommended to store. Okay, it is highly recommended to store the complete application flow, and okay, the complete flow application and exception information. Okay, exception information. Okay, so this process is called as logging. So we are going to register each and every information. That process is called as logging, sir. Okay, then what advantages are there with the help of this logging? The first advantage is nothing but performance. Okay, it is going to do performance. Okay, performance in debugging. Okay, performance in debugging. Then, sir, it is going to take statistical reports. Okay, statistical reports you can able to get. Sir, how many requests came for a day? Okay, like this we can analyze. Then, sir, next topic, logging levels are there. Okay, every logging is having some levels. So totally there are 6 levels are there. The first level is nothing but critical. Okay, critical level is there, and its value is nothing but 50. Its value is nothing but 50. Sir, compulsory if you are getting these, then sir, some serious, okay, some serious problem is occurred, some serious problem is occurred, sir, compulsory high attention, okay, high attention must be required. Okay, some serious problem occurred, some high attention must be required. Then there is one more thing is there called error. So its value is nothing but 50. Sir, it is not that much serious problem, so high attention is not required, but it is a serious problem, you need to concentrate later also, no problem at all. Then sir, there is one more level is there with name warning. Its value is nothing but 30, sir. Its value is nothing but 30. So what is the meaning of this is nothing but which is used to display warning message, saying we can use, sir, some caution. Okay, some caution must be needed. Okay, then sir, what is the fourth one? Info message. Info message, sir, what is this info message is nothing but its value is a 20. Okay, its value is nothing but a 20. Sir, some important information. Okay, some important information. Okay, some important information I want to display. Then the next level is nothing but a debug level. Debug level, its value is nothing but a 10. Its value is nothing but a 10. Sir, it is going to display some message, it will display some message, sir, used in debugging process. And finally, not set, that means the level is not set, its value is nothing but 0. Okay, so we won't use this. So logging level is not set. So this is nothing but what are all the default levels. And one more important note is nothing but the default logging level, the default logging level, okay, is a warning. And what is its value? Sir, it is 30. Make sure that the default level is nothing but 30. Then sir, how to write? Okay, how to write messages in log files? Sir, I want to write messages to the log files. Sir, how you can write the messages to the log files? Very simple. Here in the logging module, we have critical is there, critical is there. So we can take a critical dot message. Same thing, we can pass error and you have to pass the message. Warning is there, we have to pass a message. That message will be written to that particular log file. Similarly, info, we have to pass message. Similarly, logging dot debug is there. Okay, debug is there, so we have to pass some message. So logging dot not, I mean, so exception information we can write. This is nothing but how you can write log messages. Then sir, one more concept is there, then we can go with a programmatic example. What is that concept is nothing but if you want to create any log format, then compulsory we have to go with the basic config method syntax. Okay, so we have to write which method? Basic config method we have to take. Sir, what information is there in this basic config method? The first information is nothing but you have to take file name. Sir, file name indicates, sir, log file name, where we have to store that information. Okay, file mode, the default it is going to be in append mode. If you want, you can change. Okay, so we can change mode of the file. But what is the default mode? It is always append. In this case, the default is nothing but a console. If you are not taking file name, it will write on the console. Then you need to take level also. It is very, very important. Sir, a logging level we have to take either name or numerical value. Then after that, sir, what is the format of this log message? Okay, what is the format of this log message? Make sure that it should be in this format. So 3% yes we have to take. In the first percentage yes, I want to take date and time. In the second percentage yes, I want to take level name. Okay, we have to take level name. Sir, in the third percentage yes, sir, I want to take the message. In this format I have to write. Okay, then if you want, you can change date format also. Okay, here we have to use the format of date and time. Anyway, in the application, I will explain. Sir, first let me create one example program. Sir, I want to write information to the logging file. Okay, I want to write some information to the logging file. Sir, import, we have to import which module? Logging module. Logging data. Basic config I am taking. Basic config I am taking. So here I want to take the level as a 50 or level as a 20. Okay, then sir, in which format I want to display the message? Sir, percentage, yes, sir. I want to take only level name and followed by colon percentage. Sir, here yes, here we have to take. Then I want to take the message. Other than that, I don't want to take any other things. Okay, now sir, logging dot, we know how to write the messages. Critical I am taking. Sir, critical message. Critical message. Then so logging data warning I am taking. So here I want to print a warning message. Sir, logging data, I want to take error message. So logging dot, I want to take info message. So logging dot, I want to go with debug. Okay, debug level message. Okay, this is nothing but what we have. Sir, I want to run this program first time. Have a look once. So you can able to see which level I set. Sir, 20. 20 means which level it comes under? Info, right? Sir, info and its higher level messages got displayed here. So critical, warning, error, info and its higher level messages got displayed here. Sir, excellent. This is nothing but how you can prepare log information. Sir, you have written the output to the console. You have written the output to the console, but I don't want to return output to the console. Better to take the file name. Okay, better to take the file name. Sir, I am taking log1.log. So in the current working directory, a log file will be created. In that, the information will be written. If you want, you can open and you can see. Sir, in the current working directory, is the log file got created or not? Yes, sir. Log file got created. If you open that log file, you can able to see the messages. Have you observed these messages has been written into the log file? This is nothing but the beauty what we have. Of course, the program is the same. Okay, the program is the same, but output is written to log1.log file. In this particular log file, the information has been written. Sir, how to format these log files? Everything I will explain. Don't worry at all. Sir, up to this, do you have any doubts? Please confirm. Could you please confirm? Am I audible now? Yes, could you please confirm? Am I audible now? Yeah, yeah. Now, sir, I want to write information to the log file and I want to prepare, okay, date and time format also. So then what we have to do, you need to take extra percentage, okay, where you have to write ASCII time, because based on the time I want to create. Sir, what is the format of that time also I want to mention. Okay, suppose consider I am not taking format. Sir, what kind of information it is going to write? Let me cross check. Sir, I executed the program. Let us open that log2 file. You can able to see like this we are getting. Sir, 2021. Sir, 10 third is the date, 10:13, 18 seconds, some processor ID. So critical message, such type of information we are getting. That means if you are not writing any format, if you are not setting any date format, then by default it is going to take its own date format. Okay, sir, I want to customize this date format. I want to customize this date format. Yes, we can do that. Have a look once how I am going to take. Sir, log file number 3 I am taking. Okay, and here we have to take, so date, okay, we have to take date format. Okay, we have to take date format. So date FMT we have to take is equal to, sir, here I want to take the format. What format I want? Sir, first I want a date. Percentage D is used for date slash percentage M I am taking, which is used to display month. Percentage Y I am taking, sorry, capital Y, which is used to display year value. And percentage I am taking, which is used to indicate hour value. Percentage M I am taking, which is used to indicate month value. Percentage yes I am taking, which is used to indicate time value. And I want to print AM PM also. Okay, this is nothing but the date format whatever I required. Now, sir, I am taking log3, right? Let me execute the program. Log3 file will be created according to my own given format. Let me execute some 3 to 4 times. Now, sir, a complete full-fledged log file, okay, log file will be created with name log3.log. Let us see is the information is written perfectly or not. You can able to see according to our format only the information is there, right? Sir, third, okay, third, so 10th month 2021 at 10:15, sir, 8 seconds AM, we got one warning message. You can able to see here. Okay, sir, it will keep on updating, it will keep on updating. Okay, sir, if you update, what will happen? At least you can able to see the difference in the time limit. Sir, previously we executed, right? Now let me execute. Now open the file. Have you observed? Sir, previously it was executed at 15 seconds. Okay, 15 seconds, right? Sir, now is the time got changed or not? Sir, have you observed here? From here onwards it got a 16. Okay, like this you can change, sir. This is nothing but what we have, how you can create log files and how you can write the messages. Sir, with this I want to go with one sample program where I want to do some realistic problems. What is that a problem is nothing but, sir, same file I want. Okay, sir, I want to create a file with name exceptions.log. So I want to write a exception handling program here. Let me take try block. A is equal to int of input I am taking. So B is equal to int of input I am taking. Now, sir, I want to calculate the result and I want to print the result to the end user. What is the result? Result is nothing but A by B, sir. Suppose if any exception occurred, we know we have to take except block. If anywhere zero division error we are getting, okay, if anywhere zero division error we are getting, so print the message on the console. At the same time, sir, please write this information even on the file also. Okay, log file also. That's what. So finally, I want to print logging dot info message saying request processed successfully. Okay, like this we have. And here I can print the message, just information message, logging.info. So request came like this. I am printing. Let us check, is it going to create log file or not? Is it going to create a log file or not? Sir, my program is waiting for the input. So here we have to supply the input values. Okay, here we have to supply input values. Based on that input only, the rest of the things are going to be dependent. Now assume I am giving my first input as a 10, second input as a 5. In this case, there is no problem, right? Successfully it is printing. Now I am giving the input as a 45 and result as a 0. Division by 0 occurred. So in how many times we got division by 0, those records, those entries will be there in your log file. If you want, you can cross check. So with this, we have exceptions.log file will be generated, right? Let us open that log file and we will see whether the information has written successfully or not. You can able to see, sir, the complete statistical report of the exceptions are written in this particular log format. Okay, sir, hope the concept is very clear for you people. So how to prepare log files and how you can work with the log files. Okay, sir, do you have any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Do you have any doubts up to this? Then let me go with next module. What we have is GUI module is there with us. What is that module? Is nothing but Tkinter. Okay, I want to go with Tkinter. Sir, what is mean by this Tkinter? When we have to go for this Tkinter? So Tkinter is a completely GUI based concept. GUI based concept, that is, by using this, how you can prepare, okay, your own GUI screens, is the concept of Tkinter. Have a look once how it will be. So Tkinter, it is a GUI module. So if you want to work with this, then compulsory we have to import this Tkinter into your program. Okay, sir, I will show you some basic examples how this Tkinter is going to work. So I am taking from Tkinter import star. Okay, sir, if you are not getting any error, then successfully Tkinter is working. Of course, it is not an external module, it is nothing but an internal module only. Okay, have a look once. Yes, it is working properly. Now I want to prepare small mini projects on this. Have a look once. Sir, I am taking one window is equal to tk. I am creating one window, and the main loop is nothing but a function which is used to start that particular Tkinter. So if I want to start any Tkinter, what function we have to use? Main loop. Main loop is the function which we have to use. But once if you use this one, automatically your Tkinter is going to be started. Sir, an empty screen it will display. Okay, an empty screen it is going to display. Yes, you can able to see this is nothing but the screen. Okay, a small GUI component. Sir, here you can add controls, no problem at all. Okay, this is nothing but a simple Tkinter problem what we have. Sir, I want to add some controls. Sir, I want to set the title of the window. Then you can go with a special message called the title. Let me take the title as a Python. You can able to see when you run the program, so your title is assigned with a word called Python. Have you observed here? Previously there is a title called tk. Now it has been changed to Python. This is nothing but how to set title of your window. Okay, then sir, after this, if you want, you can change the dimension also. So windows dot sir, geometry I am taking. Okay, Sir, I am taking 500 by 300. This is nothing but the geometry what we have. Sir, you can able to see with the 500 width and 300 height, we got a screen. With the 500 width and 300 height, we got a screen. Okay, then, sir, everything is okay. I want to create a label, sir. I want to create a label. L is equal to, you can take a label. Okay, to which we have to add this label. Sir, for window I want to add. What about the text? Your text is nothing but hello. Then L dot pack. Okay, L dot pack, it is going to be packed. Okay, it is going to be packed. Now have a look once how it will be. Yes, you can able to see the label called hello is packed. That means it is added to the console. This is nothing but how you can add labels. Sir, I want to add multiple labels. Is there any chance? Yes, I am taking label 1 is equal to, let it be hello 1. I want to change font also, sir. Okay, sir, font is equal to, I want to change the font as Comic Scan MS. I hope you know about this very much popular font, 20 size, and I want to display in bold format. This is nothing but font. Sir, I want to create 4 labels like this. So hello 1, so hello 2, hello 3, hello 4. And I am taking L1, L2, L3 and L4. Sir, L1 dot pack, L2 dot pack, L3 dot pack, L4 dot pack. Now let me run. 1 minute. Yeah. So, sorry, sir. Here we need to start. Font should starts with like this. Sir, you can able to see all these fonts are arranged, right? Yes, all these labels got arranged. Sir, you have arranged one by one. Sir, I don't want such a style. I want to arrange in the matrix style. Then no problem. You can use one special function called grid, which will take a row value and which will take a column value. Okay, sir, I want to assign in 0th row and first column, and in the 0th row second column. Okay, I want to change to the first row and first column. So first row and second column, like this I want to do. No problem, it will be displayed. 1 minute, maybe here every time I'm using L1, so you have to change the names, right? Now you can able to see it is assigned with sir, labels with different positions. This is nothing but how you can create labels and how you can add those labels to the console. Any doubts up to this? Pranati, please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Fine. Sir, next I want to read a data from the user. Okay, I want to create a label like this. Okay, sir, enter your name. Okay, enter your name like this I am taking. I want to read the data from the user. Sir, we can go with entry. Entry is nothing but a special option what we have, which is used to, okay, which is used to read the input from the user. Anyway, I will take the same font. And I am adding that one also. Even dot grid of row is equal to 0, column is equal to 2. Sorry, column is equal to 1. Here it is 0. Let us see how it is going to work. So enter your name, we are getting, and here you can type something, right? Okay, 1 minute, sir, please wait. Yeah. So this is nothing but how it is going to get. You can able to see here. You can enter name here. Then you can able to submit to get the information from this text field. Okay. Then, sir, I want to get the name and I want to display to the user. Yes, no problem. For that, I want to create one more control. What is that control? Is nothing but a button. Okay, button B is equal to, sir, window comma, the text is nothing but I am taking submit button. I want to take submit button. That means after entering the details, the user is going to click on submit button. Okay, sir, font, let me take the same font. Yes. So I want to add this control also. So B dot, you can add the control. So grid of row is equal to, I want to take 1, column is equal to, I want to take 0. So now if you click this button, then, sir, I want to execute some command. So what is that command? Is nothing but, do you know, sir, function fun. So I have to define a function called fun. So whenever you are pressing some submit button, okay, I want to get the details. So create a label. Okay, create a label for the window. And what is the text? Is nothing but, so you have created one entry, right? Even so, from that, whatever data entered by the user, could you please take that? That's all. And you need to assign, right? So L dot grid is equal to L dot grid of, so row is equal to 2. Okay, so column column is equal to 1. That's all. Or column is equal to 0. So that's all. So when you click submit button, it is going to accept the data and it will print on the console. For example, I'm giving Prakash and I'm leaving submit. So that Prakash will be displayed here. This is nothing but the way of using this particular Tkinter. So hope the concept is very clear for you people. Do you have any doubts on this Tkinter module? Please confirm. Clear, right? Fine. Sir, the next one, of course, it is not there in the syllabus. Just for your understanding purpose, I am taking NumPy module. NumPy module. So by default, NumPy module won't be available in your system. So you have to install by using this command. Okay, pip install NumPy. But of course, you have to work with this NumPy in the command prompt. So pip install NumPy is the command which we have to use. But of course, NumPy is already installed in my mission. That's why, sir, it is going to tell requirement already satisfied. Requirement already satisfied. Sir, I want to work with this NumPy. Sir, basic commands are there. I will explain at top level. Have a look once, because it is a scripting level. So import NumPy as NP. So wherever you want to import the functionalities of wherever if you want to use the functionalities of NumPy, you can use this NP. Okay, sir, I want to create an array. I want to create an array by using NumPy module. Sir, A is equal to NP dot NumPy dot. Sir, we have a function is there called arrange. Arrange. Sir, 1 comma 101. So it will create an array with how many values? 100 values. If you print array, it is going to display all the 100 values. Sir, once if a one-dimensional array is created, you can convert that one-dimensional array into two-dimensional or multi-dimensional array also, no problem. Sir, simple. For that, we have to use one special command called reshape. Okay, reshape of 10 by 10 I am taking. So what will happen? It will create an array with 10 rows and 10 columns with your values, Okay, this is nothing but what we can do. Okay, so you can use this reshape method to create, okay, already existing elements with your new dimension. Okay, this is nothing but what we can use in the NumPy. Next, Sir, assume I want to create an array. Okay, an array with 10 values. Sir, I want to create a 5 by 2 matrix. No problem, you can use a reshape of, so 2 comma 5, it will create a 2 by 5 array. Sir, if you want, you can take 5 by 2 also, but no other extra dimension is allowed. Okay, this is the way how you can create numpy arrays. Next, sir, I want to create an array with all zeros. I want to create an array with all zeros. No problem, you have to mention the dimension. Sir, 10 comma 10. So with the 10 rows and 10 columns, it will create a zero based array. A zero based array. Sir, you have taken 0 0.0 as the default value. Sir, I want integer value. Then you have to take the data type as integer. If you take data type as integer, what will happen? With integer data type, it will create the array. Okay, with integer data type, it will create the array. Okay, sir, I don't want all these things, I want an identity matrix. No problem, you can go with identity of 10 comma data type is equal to integer. So with integer data type, it will create an identity matrix. You know very well, identity matrix means in the rows and columns we are going to get which value? 1 will be there. You can able to see here, if you print a, we are going to get identity matrix like this. Okay, this is nothing but how you can prepare numpy and how you can work with this. But of course it is not there in our syllabus, just for your understanding purpose. So it is used in the data science applications. In the data science, numpy module is the regularly used module. That way just I provided basic level, sir. Beyond that, nothing. Sir, do you have any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Do you have any doubts up to this? Fine. Then, sir, last library in our course, which is nothing but matplotlib. Directly, I'm going with examples. So, import numpy as np. Just basic 1 or 2 examples I will cover. So, import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt. Sir, okay, well and good. X is equal to np dot, take the values from 1 to 11. Then y is equal to x double star y. Sir, x double star 2, which is nothing but the power function. Sir, I have 2 values are there. I want to represent these 2 values in the diagrammatic manner. Sir, plt dot plot method we have to use x comma y. Then plt dot show, it is going to draw a graph. Okay, it is going to draw a graph in between these two. Okay, it is going to draw a graph between x and then y. Let us show that graph style, sir. Sir, you can able to see a graphical representation we got. Okay, a graphical representation we got. So where you can able to identify the graph is increasing like this, that means it is nothing but x values, it is nothing but y values. If you want, you can give the names, the title of those rows and columns also. Suppose consider I, before displaying, I am taking, sir, plot dot x label. Okay, x label as nothing but n, and the plot dot y label. Okay, y label is nothing but sir, I am taking square of n, square of n. Okay, then so I want to give the title of this plot also. So title is nothing but how the square, okay, how the square function is working. Now you can able to see the same diagram with labels you are going to get. Have you observed here? So we got n here. Okay, and you can able to see we got a square here, and you can able to see, so square function also you got. This is nothing but what we have. Okay, sir, hope the concept is very clear for you people. So do you have any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Yeah, 1 minute, please wait. Yeah. Next example, sir, if you want, you can change the marker style also. Okay, marker style also. Just I will explain at top level how you can change it. So marker style in the sense, sir, I am taking marker is equal to where the points are matching. Okay, where the points are matching. Here the point is matching. Here the point is matching. Such a type of locations I want to highlight with the star. Yes, you can able to see. So those points are highlighted with star. Okay, similarly, sir, I want to change the style of line color also. Okay, so I am taking line style is equal to, sir, I want a hyphen followed by dot. So the style of line is going to be changed. Sir, I want to change the color also. Color is equal to, assume I want to take red color. You can able to see like this. You can able to customize your graph also. Just I'm telling, it is not related to our course, just introduction for the data analysis part. Okay, sir, I don't want all these things, just I want to take only x. Okay, I don't want to take all these things. So plot dot show, I want to display some four styles, sir. Like x and y is nothing but x into 2 square graph. Here x into 3 cube graph. Sir, x into 4. Okay, sir, x into 5. Like this I want to display. Let us change the color. You can take shortcut also. Okay, r indicates red color, so green color. Okay, then I want to take something like blue color. Okay, I want to take black color, and I want to take something like cyan. Okay, let us see those colors are updated or not. Yes, we got the function with the different colors. Okay, this is the way how you can draw plot, how you can plot. Okay, so a particular multimedia application, so how you can analyze your graphs on your screen. So hope it is very clear for you people. Any doubts up to this, Sai Pranati? Yeah, so this is nothing but what is our course. Maximum I covered each and every point, corner to corner. So with this, our syllabus has been completed. If you are having any queries, I hope we have a group in that we can communicate, and if you are having any doubts, you can post it on the group. Definitely I will respond. Okay, and I am going to share the running notes within a few minutes. You can download. Okay, at any point of time, if you need any extra session, so please send a request message to that particular group. There we will discuss the topic, and then we will arrange a session if required. Okay, yeah, thank you very much for bearing me in this particular period. Okay, yeah, thank you, ma, you can leave the session now. Thank you.